안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-art, K-people, K-everything. And joining me today is our co-host Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello to our viewers at home. I'm Walter, here to fill you in with some exciting K-entertainment news, so stick around.
And we're also joined by Arirang's news features reporter Byun Ye-young. Welcome, Ye-young.
Welcome, Ye-young.
Hello, Soa. Hello, Walter. Thank you again for having me. And a big happy Wednesday to our Culture Wave viewers. I'm Byun Ye-young, a news features reporter here at Arirang News.
And what do you have for us today, Ye-young?
Well, did any of you learn how to paint water drops in art class back in grade school?
Water drops, is that a mandatory curriculum at Korean schools in art class?
I definitely remember drawing them.
Okay, because I can't recall from back in the days in Germany, but I mean, I wasn't really good at painting. I liked to watch others do it. What about you, Walter?
Stickman, that's all I could do. Yeah, not me.
Well, there's an artist who spent over 50 years mastering the theme of water drops. And his name is Kim Tschang-Yeul, and he's also known as the water drop painter. And his works are now the focus of a major exhibition. They may look simple on the surface, but behind each drop, there's a story of Korean history, overcoming trauma, and the innate resilience of humanity. So let's take a look.
Crystal clear water drops glisten on a canvas. Deceptively simple, yet full of depth. Even the smallest drop has striking clarity, given that these are paintings. Now, a major retrospective is shedding light on the life and art of the late Kim Tschang-Yeul, the so-called water drop painter, who devoted over 50 years to this singular motive. It's more than just paint on canvas. Each water drop by Kim Tschang-Yeul is a reflection of history, trauma, and resilience. And this exhibition brings his vision full circle. Though Kim is best remembered for the water drops he painted from the early 1970s until his passing in 2021, his artistic journey stretches further back. His earliest works, marked by bold brushstrokes, embodied the scars of war. These harsh yet formative wounds became the source from which the water drops later emerged. After moving to New York, Kim endured years of inner turmoil. Dissatisfied with much of his output, he kept these works from public view. His canvases shifted toward geometric abstraction, gradually evolving into the form of a drop. In 1971, water drops appeared in his work for the very first time, and two pioneering pieces were unveiled in this exhibition.
The water drops, in fact, carry the meaning of mourning the dead, those lost to war.
Kim Tschang-Yeul lost 60 of his 120 middle school classmates during the Korean War, and he came to think of the drops as bullet wounds in flesh. Beyond archival works and early experiments, visitors can follow Kim's meticulous process through sketches and working notes.
Being able to see what the artist intended in each period, along with his sketches and working methods, was really insightful for me.
This retrospective is a journey through history and healing, which is crystallized in the luminous drops that defined Kim Tschang-Yeul's life's work. The exhibition runs through December 21st at the Museum of Modern and Contemporary Art in Seoul.
So, Ye-young, how did Kim's water drops actually change over the years?
Well, they weren't always the serene, crystal clear drops that we just saw in my report. The water drops can be read in so many ways, actually. So back in the early 1970s, they were often seen as symbols of cleansing or even as sweat, tears, or bodily fluids. And as work deepened and his drops took on more meditative meaning, they became a reminder that just like water eventually evaporates, life too eventually returns to nature. And toward the later years, the drops also carried a sense of mourning, honoring those lost during the war.
It's very meaningful, actually, when you just think about water drops. I mostly just think about water. But anyway, if I am visiting, are there any pieces that I shouldn't miss out on?
Yes, the New York period abstractions are being showed properly for the first time. And this is quite lucky for us because, like I mentioned in the report, Kim himself kept those tucked away. And you'll also find Il pleut, or It Rains, which is a cornerstone of his work. And while people used to cite What Happened at Night from 1972 as his first water drop painting, this show actually reveals two even earlier works from 1971, his very first transparent drops. So I think all three of those water drops are definitely worth a closer look.
And thank you, Yeong, for getting us quite close to these masterpieces with your report, and see you next time.
Thank you, Yeong.
And thank you again for having me.
And now it's time for K-Enter with Walter Lee. Walter, I keep asking you whether there are any more records that K-pop Demon Hunters can achieve, and you keep bringing new news to us. So
Yes.
what's the latest?
I'm also surprised that every time I open a page that there's always new records to break. But yes, Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters has officially surpassed 300 million views on the streaming platform, marking a historic milestone. Now, Netflix's official site, Tadam, reported on Wednesday that the film had reached a total of 314.2 million views as of Sunday. Now, this achievement comes just 3 months after its release, making it the first title in Netflix history to break the 300 million view mark. That's amazing for the short amount of time. So the global craze shows no signs of cooling off as well, because from September 8th to 14th alone, the movie brought in an additional 22.6 million views, keeping it near the top of the Netflix weekly rankings. Now, since premiering at #1 on the global film chart, it has maintained its momentum, staying at the top in 18 countries, including the US, UK, Japan, and also Germany.
That simply is amazing. And I wonder whether we can someday see actually Huntrix and Saja Boys on the stage, and maybe some big stages like Coachella maybe.
Yes.
And we're not gonna have the K-pop Demon Hunters on the Coachella stage, but we're going to see a lot of K-pop stars there, right?
We are indeed, including Big Bang, who are set to mark the 20th anniversary of their debut next year with a special performance at Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival in California. Now, according to the lineup released by Coachella on Tuesday, the group will perform on April 12th and 19th as a trio featuring G-Dragon, Taeyang, and also Daesung. Now, they won't be the only major K-pop name taking the stage, as Chinese Taemin will also perform solo, which making him the first Korean male solo artist ever invited to perform at Coachella. Now, as announced a day before, Taemin is scheduled to perform on April 11th and 18th as well. Now, also joining next year's K-pop star-studded lineup is HYBE's joint US-Korea girl group, Cat's Eye.
Wow, it's really amazing to see how year by year we see many more and more K-pop stars on that stage, and
Yes.
also other overseas festivals, music festivals. But Walter, let's finish off with news on Rise.
Yes, Rise. Rise are set to perform at Japan's iconic Tokyo Dome, as the group recently wrapped up 3 shows at the Yoyogi National Gymnasium. During the opening night, Rise surprised fans by announcing a special edition Tokyo Dome concert scheduled for February 21st to 23rd to 2026. Now, the upcoming shows will mark Rise's Tokyo Dome debut just 2 years and 5 months after their debut in September 2023. Now, this is actually an achievement, and it sets a record for the fastest Tokyo Dome debut by a Korean boy group. Now, Rise is currently in the middle of their first world tour, Rising Loud, which will continue with performances in Thailand, the US, Mexico, and much more countries after that in 2026.
All right, thank you very much, Walter, for those updates, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move on to our AI anchor, Ari, for more culture-related news. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The Busan International Film Festival kicks off today for a 10-day run, marking its 30th anniversary. curtains will be raised this evening with an opening ceremony hosted by actor Lee Byung-hun. The opening film is director Park Chan-wook's latest film, No Other Choice, starring Lee Byung-hun and Son Ye-jin, making its Asian premiere following screenings at the Venice and Toronto International Film Festivals. BIF will screen 241 official selections this year and, for the first time, introduce a competitive section with the new Busan Awards, spanning 5 categories. Broadcast worldwide, Asia's largest international broadcasting and video content market, will run through Friday at Seoul's COEX. Hosted by the Culture Ministry under the slogan Window to What's Next, the event highlights strategies for the future of the media content industry. It's expected to serve as a global platform for exchange in the content business, bringing together over 350 companies from 20 countries and hundreds of buyers from all across the globe. France joins as the event's first official guest country, paving the way for deeper Seoul-Paris cooperation in the content sector. Korea's largest ginseng festival, the Gumsan World K-Insan Festival, will kick off this Friday for a 10-day run in Gumsan-gun County, Chungcheongnam-do Province. The festival will feature a total of 70 programs, including ginseng-themed exhibitions, performances, and trade events. Various head-turning activities are in store for visitors, such as ginseng winemaking and guessing the weight of ginseng roots. First held in 1981, the festival has grown into Korea's premier event celebrating the ginseng industry and 1,000 years of Korean health and tradition. That's all from me. Stay tuned to the Culture Wave.
For today's Hallyu People, we meet with a content creator who speaks in a range of English dialects and explains them, and British culture like none other. But he's Korean. His name is Kong Sung-jae, but he's better known as Korean Billy. How does Billy feel about the Korean culture making waves in the UK, and how does this influence his own life? Let's welcome him to the Culture Wave. Hello, Billy. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So, Billy, you are a well-known YouTuber, a content creator who makes language content. So, especially on British dialects, I'm a fan of your videos, by the way.
Thank you.
So, what brings you to Korea this time around?
Well, I've been based in the UK for almost 3 years now, and it's just best time to have the summer holiday. And actually, because I want to go a bit deeper, I'm planning to study master's degree in the UK. So I'm planning to study broadcast journalism in the UK. So for me, it's like summer vacation because before the study starts.
Oh, wow. And Billy, I cannot but not mention that you and Walter go way back. So tell us about it. Or what about I ask Walter first? How do you feel about Billy being on our program?
It is very strange for me to have Billy on our program. For anybody who has watched Billy's content, they've probably seen me about 1,000 times on there. I mean, Billy and I first met back in 2017 where we started doing content together. So that's where our friendship started. And then from there, we had a very successful English podcast, which, you know, we did very well. We won, I think, the newest podcast for Apple iTunes. We've sung at a wedding together. We've been friends. We used to meet every week before he moved to the UK. I mean, we've had a friendship that has sprouted more than 8 years. So for him, I mean, I remember when he said to me, I got a job at Arirang. He's like, when you get a job at Arirang, make sure I'm on the show. And now you're on the show. So how do you feel?
Well, you know, I can see Walter feeling a bit lonely at this studio in Korea while I was away. So it feels quite surreal to, you know, be here at this formal setup with Walter and with you as well. So what an experience for me.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just want to stress here, I'm the one who invited Billy, Walter.
Yes, that's true. That's true. I didn't realize I could invite Billy around. But anyway, Billy, let's talk a little bit about the reason why you're here. And that is obviously to talk about Hallyu in the UK. Okay, so as the Korean wave continues to build momentum, and as you've seen it around the world, including obviously the UK, and you get to see it firsthand because you get to also take part in it. What do you see around on British TV or on social media? Do you see the influence that it makes?
I can definitely see that in so many different ways. It's not just about K-pop or K-drama. I can see even like Korean groceries are getting very accessible. That is good news to Korean people living in the UK, but also very good news for British people living in the UK as well, because they can now give it a go. They can try different Korean products, Korean groceries. I can see lots of my British friends try cooking Korean cuisine as well. So food, also music, obviously, when I go to shops in the UK, I hear Korean music being played a lot, and also Korean films. So back then, it was just young people, younger generation, but I can see like a wider range of different generations. They get to experience the Korean culture in some way from different medium these days. So wow, yeah, I can definitely feel it in the UK.
That's exciting to hear, especially the food part, because in many places you had to go to a Han인마트, a Korean store to buy Korean stuff, but now you can find them in just regular grocery stores.
Yeah.
And Billy, I have to talk about this event recently, which I was very, intrigued by. You were a model for a hanbok fashion show in London. So you're on the runway as a Korean, wearing Korean attire. Tell us about it. It must be a very proud moment.
Yeah, I was very honored to showcase the beauty of hanbok, which is the traditional Korean clothes. And these days, yeah, including food and music, people are also getting interested in the fashion as well, the Korean fashion, including the traditional fashion as well. So there was a great platform called Hanbok Wave UK, and I am a friend of the CEO and co-founder, so I could join as a native Korean model, because I am the very Korean model who can wear the hanbok as well. And I can see lots of British people being fascinated by the beauty of hanbok. And sometimes when I wear hanbok and walk around in London streets, lots of British people ask me like, oh, what kind of clothing is that? Where is it from? And I introduce hanbok to people. So I can definitely feel the love of hanbok in the UK as well.
Right, I realized that you did not only wear hanbok during that specific fashion show, but also at other events that you participate at, you do wear the hanbok occasionally to those as well.
Yeah.
And now, Billy, let's talk about K-pop. So a 4-hour mega concert was held this summer in London, which was the SM Town Live 2025.
Right.
And I saw that you also were the MC for a part of that event. So please tell us about it, and how big has K-pop become in the UK?
Yeah, I had a great moment being the host for the red carpet event before the concert begins. And yeah, I could see hundreds of thousands of K-pop fans gathering together. And yeah, it felt really surreal, because like back then, when I was in the UK, British people were a bit shy about being a K-pop fan, and because they considered it to be like minor culture back then. But these days, K-pop fans are so proud to be K-pop fans, and now they've made a huge community, and they can enjoy together, have a good time, interact with each other only with K-pop as well. So I could really see things have changed as well. Also, the scale of this K-pop industry worldwide as well has got much bigger. So the whole venue got super exciting as well. So yeah, as a Korean, that was such a great experience. So I did my best to give one of the greatest moments to the K-pop fans in London.
That's nice. From minor now to mainstream, I would have to say.
And I think that would have been a very good moment for Billy, because Billy, I love my K-pop, but knowing Billy for so long, he really loves his K-pop. He is a very massive fan. But Billy, as an influencer, you've been an influencer for quite some time. You obviously get invited to a lot of Korean events. I've been very jealous watching you on your Instagram. You get to go to all these events, including the Squid Game 3 event that happened.
Right.
Can you tell us a little bit about that, the UK premiere of Squid Games?
Yeah, I was very excited to be invited to the season 3 of Squid Game, the premiere event as well. And yeah, it was the Korean TV show, and that had such a big event. And lots of European influencers also joined the event as well. And because it was held in London, in Europe, lots of European influencers also joined together. But interesting thing is, I was the only Korean influencer there.
Wow.
So everyone was so intrigued by me being the very Korean and enjoying the Korean show. Even the fact that I can watch it without the subtitles, English subtitles as well. And also part of the event was Korean cooking classes. And because I am the native Korean, I could also teach how to cook different Korean dishes to other European friends as well, influencers. So for me, I was like, wow, it's such a great time to be Korean in this world, anywhere in the world these days.
You're like a culture ambassador out there, Korean Billy representing Korea at all these events. Wow.
Hopefully I am, yeah.
Yes, and I think this is a great time for you to be in the UK, and we talked about it before. Are these Hallyu events becoming increasingly more and more common in the UK? I mean, I think they are, seeing you do all these events. Do you feel like the rising status of the Korean wave having an impact on, let's say, your job or what you do as an influencer?
Right, so because the Korean culture, the popularity of the Korean culture has kept increasing, I see lots of events related to the Korean culture or even just Asian culture in general are getting more and more these days, which means there are more demands for Korean people getting involved as well. So I can get involved in different events as well, not just about K-pop, K-drama like I mentioned. Also, for the K-musical these days, there are lots of Korean musicals coming to West End in London, which is one of the best musical scenes in the world as well. And also, Korean books are also getting popular these days, like food and fashion as well. So in so many industries and different categories, there is lots of Korean brands and Korean cultural awareness going on. So I can definitely feel that, I can get involved in so many different ways. And as a Korean, I can contribute to everything and everything related to Korean culture.
That's wonderful. And Billy, riding on the Korean wave, which is also our kind of slogan or opening of the program. So riding on this trend, are there any new projects or contents that you are thinking of and you could share with us?
Oh, I mean, in reverse, I am such a big fan of the British culture. That's why I started making content online. So while being in the UK, I will continue my journey exploring the British culture and share content about the British culture to Korean people in reverse. But at the same time, being in the UK, I see more and more people are also getting interested in learning the Korean language as well, because they are a fan of Korean culture. So maybe I can even try teaching my own language to British people as well. So like you mentioned, being a cultural ambassador and building the bridge between Korea and the UK.
Right, you can do both of it because your Korean, your English, all of it is perfect. And all of the dialects that you speak as well.
Right.
Well, thank you very much, Billy, for joining us on the show and especially during your short stay in Korea. And keep in touch.
Thank you very much.
I'll talk to you very soon.
Talk to you soon.
And thank you, Walter, as always. I'll talk to you very soon as well.
Yes, I'll talk to you very soon, so.
All right. And thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-culture issues.